Well, welcome to Christ Church, Philadelphia, which is the first Episcopal congregation in the Diocese of Pennsylvania. It was founded in 1695. Philadelphia was, in the colonial era and then in the Revolutionary era, the center of cogent civil discourse, and this was the church of which so many of those founders came to, and also continued that tradition of civil discourse as the nation emerged. There's 7 signers of the Declaration of Independence who are buried here, and 5 crafters of the Constitution who are buried here. Benjamin Franklin certainly is our biggest rock star. Not so far from here is the pew held by Elizabeth Ross, otherwise known as Betsy Ross. George Washington worshipped here before he was president, when he was a part of the Continental Congresses. People come in here and say, I want to see where Washington's pew, and we always remind them that it's the church's pew. We let Washington use it. I think Christ Church embodies people of diverse opinion finding safe space for honest conversation and then mutual respect so that they could move forward, especially in the spirit of compromise. On July 4th, 1776, the vestry of Christ Church gathered and by unanimous vote decided to remove the King of England's name from the prayer book. You can see where it's crossed out, and to omit the king and his family from all prayers. This was just a hugely revolutionary act. It gave people the courage that this was going to be okay if the church had agreed that we no longer had to pray for the king. The rector at that time, Jacob Duché, was the same priest that the Continental Congress, when they first met in Philadelphia in 1774, called to lead their opening prayer. At first, none of these delegates to the Continental Congress could agree to have an opening prayer, because you had Unitarians and Congregationalists and Quakers and Presbyterians. You had every variety, and they had never prayed together. Duché went and he prayed the morning office, which began with the 35th Psalm, which is, "Defend me, O Lord, against those who attack me." They sort of fell down in a religious ecstatic moment, which is depicted in this stained glass. The emergence of the nation then wasn't seen in sectarian ways, but it was seen as a common cause of which they all could be a part. Jews and Catholics, the Dutch and Anabaptists. The diversity of Philadelphia becomes the diversity necessary in civil discourse. The historian David McCulloch, who wrote all those great books, when he was here last, he quipped, no church played a more important role in the American Revolution than Christ Church. And I've often pondered, well, exactly what role did it play? And I think it was providing that safe space for critical discourse and conflict.